Alright, today we're going to make a tier list of world box. I'm not sure this is a good idea. I haven't seen anyone do it, but I assume someone abroad has, since every YouTube video seems to have already been done by someone else. But I believe that no Brazilian has thought, like, wow, tier list and world box. I'm going to put the two together. I don't know if this is a good idea, right? Making a tier list. In this case, this tier list is about the creatures from world box. I had this idea and I just started recording. I usually make a script for the video introduction, but for this video I didn't even make a script. I just turned this thing on and I'm going to do it. And well, basically the idea here is this. I'm going to try to rank them from the ones with the most features, the coolest ones. But of course, that's just my opinion. What I think is the coolest is my opinion. But I'll also take into consideration, what it changes in the game, you know? Because for example, I'm adding some little animals here. There are these little animals. There's the sheep, there's the chicken, there's the rabbit. There's some cool creatures, but they don't really change much in the game, you know? They're just there. Adding stuff to the game is cool, but adding useless stuff, I don't know if that's the best option, man. Sometimes it's better to just not add it if it's going to be something useless, you know? But anyway, let's go. I'll start with the animals. Here's the thing. There will probably be a lot of animals that I'll put in. Probably the bane of existence, you know? Because they're just they're just food, it's cool. But that's it, you know? There are a lot of animals like that. So let's go. Look, man, starting with the sheep, the chicken, the rabbit, and this crab. I think at most they're just food. I think the penguin too, so I'll put them in the meh category. But the rest, man, I'd also put the turtle in the meh category, dude. But the rest, man, I'm going to put in the bane of existence, man. Many people will get upset and say, what do you mean? You want me to remove it from the game? There should be more content. Understand, man, they're useless. Kind of meh. Only good for food. They don't serve any other purpose. I know it's hard, but he could have tried, instead of putting a chicken, to put another animal that existed. That could be used for food. And also, he could do something cool in the game, you know? Anyway, the rhinoceros, man, is awesome. I'm gonna put it in the really good tier because, it beats up the animals that attack it. It's a cool animal, man. I'm going to put it in the really good tier, okay? He deserves it. The buffalo, if I'm not mistaken, it also hits hard. The carnivores, man. For example, all these carnivores here, they do the same thing, which is hunting animals to survive. And let's be honest here, they're all kind of lame, man. They're all kind of lame. I think the carnivore that stood out the most, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's the hyena, which people use the most, you know? But man, that's all it's good for. I'm going to take all of them. I'm going to put them in the erase from existence tier. Not the fox though, because it's cute. So I'll leave it kind of in the meh category. I'll also put the hyena in the meh category. I'm going to put it in front of the fox because man, I think the hyena stands out, right? People should use it more. It's cooler, so I'll put it up front. I won't talk much about the animals since there are so many. I'll rush through them because later I'll have plenty of time to talk more. So, let me just throw it here, man. These creatures here, the frog, it's pretty cool. Let's put it in the meh tier here. The turtle goes behind everyone. Out goes the monkey, out goes the cat. Now we have the cold ones. They're cool, even though they're not a civilization like humans and all. What they do, right? They don't build houses, that kind of thing. But they have their little towers, which already is. It's what really sets them apart from the others. And I really like the ice creatures. I believe they're also a reference to Game of Thrones. They're really cool. I think I'm going to put them, man. I don't know if I'll put them in pretty good or really awesome. Oh, it's also worth mentioning that they hate all living creatures. They kill everything. Man, they're really awesome. They're awesome. They have their little towers. They kill everyone. They're awesome. They're awesome. Now come the demons, man. The demons, they're really badass. Even cooler than the frozen ones. They have their own towers, wildfire swords, and leave a trail of fire wherever they go. They're really badass, man. So I'm going to put them here in the really awesome tier. But ahead of the frozen ones, dude. Ahead of the frozen ones. So far, for me, they're the best. Now the bandit. The bandit is cool because he has that thing where he throws dynamite. Throws bombs. I don't know if there's another creature that does that. Let me think, man. Let me check the list here. Man, there isn't any, dude. So they're pretty cool. That's pretty much what they do. They beat people up and throw bombs. They're a cool addition to the game. But I don't really see people using them that much either. And yes, I'm going to use that as a reference, okay? Like, if people pick a creature in the game and use it a lot, it's because it's cool, man. So that has to count, dude. Whether people use it a lot or not has to count. So that's what I think. The bandit, he's cooler than the rhinoceros. But he stays in the pretty good tier. So he's going to be ahead of the rhinoceros. He's not that cool, in my opinion. And now there's this snowman. I don't know, man. The thing is, I've actually used them before, dude. I'm going to open World Box here because I don't really remember what they do, man. I actually already have it open. Let me take a look. Let me see if he throws a snowball and his snowball turns everything into snow. Apparently, they attack all living creatures, dude. Wait, do the crabs attack the creatures? Oh man, the crabs react, dude. I didn't know that. It's just mindless, really. Put it up. Put it in May. Put it in Ma. It's because at least they react, right? Even though they're not really cool and all, they fight back when you hit them. So I'm going to put them here. And the fact that they gang up to beat you up is cool, man. I thought it was awesome, dude. I think there aren't many creatures that have this kind of behavior. Like, you hit one and they all come after you. It's like they're actually a civilization. And the character throwing a snowball? And turning the thing into ice? Honestly, I have no words, man. I thought it was crap. Okay, but not as crappy as the other animals here. So I'm going to put it in, I paid $60 and the guy does this, LOL. Oh, and I forgot to mention this Anki. For those who play on mobile, the PC version of Worldbox, which is where I play, right? On Steam, it costs $60, okay? So that's why I'm making these harsh criticisms. Because I paid $60 for this game. It has to be good. Look, the Fire Mage is awesome. He shoots little magic blasts. He's really strong. He causes chaos, man. He attacks everything. He's like an event. Like in random events. Sometimes you get him when you activate it, right? In Worldbox. He shows up. He's really awesome. I'm going to put him in really awesome, but behind the frozen ones. Because the ice ones are they have their own house. Blah. Everything I said before. I think it's fair for the Fire Mage to be behind. These ones are cool because they're a type of unit that summons skeletons, right? Yeah, they're pretty cool. I just don't know where I'd put them, man. I think I'll put them in the pretty good tier. Not a lot of people use them usually, but they have a cool functionality. In fact, I'll even include the skeletons themselves. They're cool. I'll leave them here. In front of the rhinoceros. These are the creatures the necromancer summons, right? Alright, I think that's good. Man, this Plague Doctor, I think it's actually Plague Doctor, really. He's a creature that's considered good in Worldbox. He doesn't attack civilizations, doesn't attack anything. But man, he's a doctor who doesn't heal anyone. Like, he doesn't have any regeneration trait. Correct me if I'm talking nonsense, because I'm not the biggest Worldbox expert in the world either. But he doesn't heal anyone, you know? He doesn't do anything. So, I'm going to put him in the May tier. Just for fun, I'm even going to put him behind the crab, man. I'll put him last. The White Mage, he's really cool, man. He has a shield. He protects civilizations. He's really strong, really overpowered. I'm going to put him in the really cool tier, even ahead of this Fire Mage. Because he's all about destruction. The Druid, honestly, I don't know much about her, man. I know she's friendly. Maybe she should, logically, regenerate things in Worldbox. I don't know. I'm going to put her here in the pretty good tier. Because it's cool. But I don't know how cool it really is. I'll put her behind the bandits. Man, the fairy is really awesome. I'm going to put the fairy in the really cool tier, man. I think I'll put her right behind the White Mage. Because the fairy, she's peaceful. She regenerates creatures. All the creatures around her regenerate. She shines. She's really awesome, man. This fairy is really awesome. Well, now we have some different creatures. These creatures, for me, are some of the best in the game. The tumor, the biomass, that giant pumpkin there. And the machine. I don't remember the name of that machine there. They're really cool because it's like they create a new biome. It's not exactly a biome, but their mechanics are really cool, like taking over areas of different biomes and having their own minions too. So, for me, they're probably all going into the really cool tier. First, I'm going to rank the machine, because the machine, it dominates everything. It has a way of taking over that's kind of line-based. It sends out several lines that move a bit, and they take over. And it also has its own creatures that are really different. I don't know if there's any other creature in the game that has a weapon, but its little creatures have a pistol. I believe it's a pistol. It looks like a pistol, so it's really cool, man, and I'm going to put it.
Left.
I think I'm going to put it right behind the demons. I think it's really cool. And now we have Tumor, Biomass, and Pumpkin. Look, I think the Biomass is really cool too. The Tumor, if I'm not mistaken, is the one that has the most variations of creatures. It can, I don't know if it generates them, or if it transforms other creatures into tumors. Or it does both things, but the Tumor is really cool too. I'm going to put it in the really cool tier, just behind everyone else. The Biomass, it has its own creatures and it also dominates everything. It's kind of more of the same, right? When you think about it. But it's also cool, so I'm going to put it here, even ahead of the Tumor, because I think it's really cool. It's also more popular than the Tumor, if I'm not mistaken. And lastly, there's the Pumpkin. It's a cool addition. I'm putting it in the awesome category too. The alien is a cool addition. It flies. It shoots lightning. When a human shoots down that alien ship, sometimes the alien falls out of it. So it has a really cool feature. I'm putting everything in. It looks like I'm putting everything in the very awesome category now, right? But it's just that the things coming up now are really unique. They're really cool. So I'm going to put it in the very awesome category. But it's going to stay, I think it's going to stay ahead of the fairy. Ahead of the fairy. I think this fairy is out of place, man. She's cool and all. But like, these things here are way cooler. I'm going to leave her. I'm going to leave her at the top of the pretty good tier. The dragon is really cool. He has his swooping attacks, right? Which are really cool. He's even pretty popular, but I don't think he makes it into the super awesome tier just for those features. He flies. The swooping attacks make it different. But I'm going to put him in the super awesome tier. I think he goes at the top of the pretty good tier. Honestly, actually, I'm going to put the bandit ahead here. I really love his dynamite, man. Well, I think we're all ready. From what I see here, we've already gone over the video's runtime, so we won't be able to finish. But what's left here is just some creatures that don't really matter, you know? So that's it, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who watched. And thanks. Much love, guys.